Hi, in today's video we're going to take a look at our single most popular intercom accessory. And I haven't made a video about this in a while, and I thought it was time to do a quick update. So our single most popular intercom accessory is our specially made external audio jacks that you can install on almost every single NuTone intercom ever made, and it allows you to easily connect an external music source and play that music through your system. What makes our jacks special, and it's necessary if you're going to connect an external music source to your NuTone intercom system, is most external music sources are stereo sources. So you have right and left channel, and if you are hooking your smartphone or a tablet or something like that to a home stereo, that works out just fine because a stereo, you have right and left channels. But intercom systems, for the most part, 99% of them are monaural systems, and monaural simply means that you have right and left channels combined together and it plays through a single speaker in each room. Our audio jacks are made up, we make them here at the shop, and they're made up to combine the right and left channels into a mono signal, and then it's plugged into the back of your master station, and that way you're not losing half of the sound. What we have here is a recently repaired IM4006. This belongs to Mike. Mike sent it in for repair. He's from Indiana. It was in pretty crusty shape when it got here, and now it all works like brand new. It's all been repaired. One of the things that he was excited about was adding the external audio jack. So on a 4006 master station, we normally put the jack right here on the edge of the faceplate, and this is a good spot. The only restrictions on where it can be placed is having enough room on the back of the unit to actually mount the little jack assembly, because it has to fit in. Once you do that, all you see here is the little knurled nut that holds it onto the edge of the faceplate. There is another video which I'll put a link to in this video's description, and it shows you how the basic steps of how to obtain a jack from us and how to install it into your master station. To use the audio jack, all you have to do is you take your audio cable and you plug it into the external audio jack, and then we're going to plug it into a device. In this example, we're going to use my phone, and I'm going to sit my phone down here flat on the workbench because the audio jack on it's a little hinky and sometimes it doesn't always make a good connection. So if it's lying down, it's always better. So we'll plug that in carefully. We'll wake the phone up. So the external audio jack is connected to the tape input, so we'll push the tape button, and then we'll turn the music on. We'll get ready to go here. Now, this is a disclaimer for the remaining of the video. Any music that's played during this video is considered to be copyrighted music. If you use copyrighted content or music on a YouTube video, you're not allowed to play it for more than 10 seconds. Otherwise, you could potentially get a copy strike violation, which we don't want to do. So all music playing will be very brief because we don't want to get in trouble. I've got Boz Scaggs here all set up, so let's go ahead and play. And that's all we can play. That's 10 seconds of lowdown. So as you can see, by having the external audio jack and an external device, you can play your own music through the intercom system. You can do this with a cable, or you can do it with a little Bluetooth receiver that you can buy on Amazon for $20 or so, and we have a video that shows you how to do that also. You can plug the Bluetooth receiver into the jack. You can pair it up over Bluetooth with your phone or tablet, and that's your audio input source. Traditionally, the types of external music sources that you would hook into an intercom system over time have been things like, can I hook my cassette player? Then it was, can I hook my CD player? Then it was, can I connect my phone? Then it became tablets. Then it became Bluetooth devices. It's also been, satellite radio has been very popular in the last few years. It's all sort of different kinds of devices. The thing that people like to do nowadays more than anything else is they like to listen to streamed music, and it can be music, or it could be a podcast, or it could be something like that. In light of that, and in thinking about that, I came up with an idea, and that's really what this video is about. This video is not really about external audio input jacks. I already did a video about that. This is about something that's different and cool, and I think is useful and has some interesting applications. So let's take a look at what that is. For those of you who are into more modern technology than, say, cassette tapes, or even CDs, which are now considered to be a dead technology, there's a lot of new devices in the world, and they're often referred to as a general category of Internet of Things devices or IoT devices. And they are all kinds of devices nowadays. There are thermostats, there are smoke detectors, there are door locks, there's lighting control systems, and these are all Internet of Things devices because those devices in your home or business connect to the internet through your Wi-Fi, and they allow you access through apps on your phone or other ways to use the devices if you're not actually at the location. One of the really popular devices for a lot of people are the original Amazon devices, and the original Amazon device was the Amazon Echo, and it was a large cylinder that sits on your table. They still make it, of course, and it connects to the internet through your Wi-Fi. It's sort of your online access point to find out information, to check traffic, to buy things on Amazon, of course, because that's really what it's about. Its ease of purchase is a purchase point device really more than anything else, but it's kind of cool. And it's a fairly large thing. It's like the size of a small canister of oatmeal. It has a speaker built into it, and you can place them around your house, and it's an interesting thing to have. A little while ago, they came out with another version of it, and that version is the Amazon Echo Dot. And the Dot is somewhat different because it's a much smaller device. Instead of having it sort of being a self-contained device, it was more specifically designed that you could connect it to a home stereo system. So if you're streaming music or podcasts, it'll play through your home stereo, which is of course better quality than the speaker you get in the Amazon Echo. It's also a smaller device. So it occurred to me about a month ago that this could be a cool device to use with a NuTone Intercom System. And the more I thought about it, the more ideas I had about how you could possibly use it. So about 3 weeks ago, I bought one. And it's actually pretty cool. You can buy them, of course, on Amazon. It works best. You need to be an Amazon Prime customer, which I think almost everybody is. And no, this is not an ad for Amazon products. This is something cool you can do with your NuTone Intercom systems. These are relatively inexpensive. I paid $44 for it, and of course it was free shipping because I'm a Prime customer. Comes in a really nice little box here, and when you open it up, it's of course like all of these modern types of electronic devices, it's all packaged really nicely because they want you to have a good customer experience. It comes all enclosed in this little black cardboard holder thing, and it has some instructions and all of that, and that's all really swell. And the other thing it includes is, here's our actual Dot right here. Includes a plug-in USB power supply, which is over there plugged into the wall, and it comes with, of course, the USB power cable. It is the type of device that's designed to be plugged in all of the time. Once you unpackage it and plug it in, you do need to set it up and connect it to your Wi-Fi in your home or your business so it has access, and once you've done that, it's pretty much ready to go. I've had my Amazon Dot, and we will talk about how it operates in a second. I've had my Dot on my workbench here at the shop for the last 3 weeks or so, and initially it was a little odd to have it there, but it actually turns out to be in some ways a pretty good assistant. You can stream music over it, you can listen to podcasts on it, you can get news and traffic and weather. It has other interesting functions. You can set timers with it, so you can say to set a 20-minute timer and it will. You can also set reminders, and one of the things that I've found useful is I did a video recently where I was servicing a customer's K-model door chime base, and one of the steps of doing that is servicing the Telecron motor assembly that runs the chime, and part of the servicing of that is to heat the unit And we do that in a toaster oven here at the shop to heat it up and lubricate it and so forth. But anyway, and that's a process that takes normally, it's 45 minutes or so. So I was able to tell the Dot to set a reminder for 45 minutes, and then you'll see how that actually works. And when the 45 minutes was up, it reminded me it was time to take it out. It's useful for me because I get involved in what I'm doing here and doing repairs, and 45 minutes can slip away pretty quickly. It's just sort of like a convenient assistant, which is kind of nice. I like having an assistant. I've never had a real assistant before. I have people that work for me, but having an assistant is different. It's a good assistant because I don't have to pay, and I don't have to have workman's comp, and I don't have to have extra insurance. I just have to buy it. And that's kind of cool. Thumbs up for that. So back to the Dot specifically. This is powered up and it is set up here and it's connected to the Wi-Fi at the shop. There is a small speaker built into the unit itself. And then here on the side, there is also an audio output jack, which is a little hard for you to see. Fortunately, it is a standard 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter stereo jack. How convenient is that? So right now, if it's not connected to an external stereo or an intercom system, let's say, it will work all on its own and you'll be able to converse with it and hear things from it from the little built-in speaker. But the little built-in speaker, it's not bad. It's pretty good actually for its size. I don't know exactly what's in it because you can't really take it apart without wrecking it probably. It actually sounds pretty good. So let's see how it works. When you speak to it, you have to call it by name. And when you do that, it will activate and listen to what you ask for. So the important part is watch the ring around the outside perimeter of it because it's going to change colors and do things. We say like this, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:16 a.m.
And then you can also ask, Alexa, what's the date? Oh, she didn't like that. Alexa, what's the date?
Today is Saturday, October 14th.
One of the things you might have noticed when it didn't work the second time about the date question was when you ask it something, when you awaken it by saying her name, and yes, it is a her, so we might as well be polite to it because why not? When you say her name, you'll see the blue LED lights around the edge sort of circulate, and then they'll stop at a particular spot because it has many built-in microphones, and it locates where the voice came from and it activates those microphones or that microphone specifically, so it's listening from the point where the blue light stops. And there is sort of a rhythm to it. You have to wake it up first and let it find you before you ask the question, because if you just blurt it all out at one time, it isn't ready to go yet. So there is sort of a skill or a pattern you have to learn when you want to use it. So watch the lights again. Alexa, see the bright light here? What date is it?
Today is Saturday, October 14th.
There you go. How easy is that? Now, for people that are worried about, and I have a friend like this, oh, it's listening all the time and it's recording everything that goes on and you can't trust it, and they have all of these stories about how that's all bad. Whether that's true or not, nobody really knows. There is a button here, it's a microphone off button, and when you push that, the ring becomes red and it's not listening. If you say Alexa, it doesn't do anything. So you have to have a certain amount of trust in all these type of devices. If you think that your thermostat's listening to everything that goes on in your house, you probably shouldn't really buy one of these. So let's turn Alexa back on and let's have her do something. And again, remember about the copyright thing, so this is going to be short. Alexa, play Sirius XM 70s on 7.
70s on 7 from Sirius XM.
The Magic Matt Allen Show. It's Magic Matt. Almost halfway to Halloween on a big fat Saturday. Must be time to guess Magic Matt on Sirius XM 70s on 7.
Alexa, stop. See, we lucked out. We had sort of a commercial, and so we got to play a little bit longer because commercials are not copyrighted, just the song is. Alexa has all sorts of skills. See?
Skills subclasses are sport, martial art, speaking, craft, puzzle, and kata.
That's what happens when you say her name accidentally. She listens and tries to fulfill your request. Alexa has all different sorts of skills. In this case, it's set up, I have Sirius satellite radio. It's set up through the Amazon app so I can stream my satellite radio without a satellite radio receiver, and it does it over the internet through Alexa, which is cool. You can ask for traffic reports, you can check the weather, there are news feeds, there are a wide variety of different skills, and the skills are being increased all the time. It also will do things, it can do wireless lighting control, it'll interface with things like Internet of Things thermostats, appliances, smoke detectors. There's a wide range of things that it can do, and the things it will interface with are increasing all the time. So it has a lot of skill sets, but we're not going to get into all that too much today because that's not really what this video is about. This is about how you can use an Amazon Alexa Dot with your NuTone intercom system. So we've heard her play and speak to us through the built-in microphone here. Now we're going to improve the situation. We're going to connect it to Mike's 4006. So to connect Alexa to Mike's 4006, all we have to do is take our stereo cable that's plugged into our external audio jack, and we're going to plug it into the jack on the Dot. And now the Dot is connected for sound through his intercom system. We're going to put it back on the tape input, and we're going to turn her microphone back on. And now we're going to say, and listen, because it's going to come through the intercom. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:22 a.m.
And we have other things. We can say, Alexa, play Sirius XM 70s on 7.
70s on 7 from Sirius XM.
And if I turn this down and turn down the one that's over there on the roll-around cart, you'll see that there's no sound. It's not coming from the Dot, it would coming from the intercom. So if I turn the intercom back up,
Sirius XM 70s on 7.
Alexa, stop. So now Alexa streams the music.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
That's what happens. It's different when you're making a video than in real life. That doesn't happen much when you're just using it. Instead of playing the music through the Dot, it's playing it through the intercom system, and therefore through all the speakers on the intercom system in the house. I have set up here 2 remote stations right now. This is my normal testing IS405 that I always use when I work on customers' 4006s, and it does work. Little feedback there because the intercom's set too high. I can show you that if we turn the master station down and we turn this one up, and then we say, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 11:24 a.m.
It played through the speaker. If I turn this one down and we play it on this one, this is the speaker that I've connected up for this video. It would be speaker number 2. If I turn this up and I ask Alexa, what's the temperature outside? No, too fast. Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now in Danville, it's 70 degrees with clear skies and sun. Today's forecast has hazy sunshine, with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 49 degrees.
So you could hear it come through the remote station. Why do I have a second speaker? Well, I have a second speaker, and it happens to be connected to 50 feet of NuTone IW6. And it's just wired in as a second station, but it's on a really long cable, because what we're going to do is we're going to take this outside, and we're going to show you how you can use Alexa from your remote stations. So let me explain to you the fundamental idea about what I'm going to try to show you. I'm going to try to be as clear as possible about this as I can. Since the Alexa Dot is listening for someone's voice to activate it, if you take your Dot and you have it sitting somewhere near your master station, you can speak to the Dot over the intercom. just like you were speaking to a person. And you can ask the dot to do things over the intercom system. As an example, let's say you are in the master bedroom and you're getting ready for work and you want to know what the weather is outside. You can ask Alexa over the intercom system from the speaker in your master bedroom, what is the weather like outside, or what is the temperature outside, and you can hear the response over the intercom system. The way I'm looking at this is, it's like cheesy home automation because it only costs $44. It's not a very expensive device. And it sort of falls into that, it's a fun toy category of costs. And if you can get some additional usefulness out of it, along with being able to stream music and things like that through your intercom system, it makes it kind of a fun thing to play with. And since you've got it, and everybody's got apps and Wi-Fi and everything already, you might as well try to use it to the best of its ability. There are some things about doing this, just like Alexa has to learn new skills, you have to learn some skills also, because talking to it and using it requires a certain amount of pattern or rhythm to make it work properly. So let's look at that one more time before we move outside. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on, and here's sort of the way it works. Again, just as a review. When you wake it up by saying her name, you have to wait. There's a short pause while the lights rotate and it finds the sound source. And once it's done that, then you can ask it something. And then if you ask something that it has to, and what you have to understand is when you ask it something for some information or to do something, it has to access the internet through your Wi-Fi and look it up and then get the answer and then process it and tell you what it is. So all of that takes a few seconds. It's not really that much different than when you're using the normal intercom functions when there's a rhythm to conversations over the intercom. It's push to talk, release to hear the reply, push to talk, release to hear the reply. And if everyone speaks too quickly and the rhythm is off, you always miss the first part of the first word of the sentence or the last part of the last word of the sentence. So there is always a rhythm to these things while the electronics do their bit, and the Alexa is no different than that. So let me show you here locally before we move outside. So I'm going to turn it back on, turn the microphone back on. And now we're going to ask about the time again, because that's an easy thing to do. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:29 a.m.
If you were watching, you would see when I said her name, the lights rotated and stopped in this area because that's closest to where I'm speaking. And then when I asked about the time, the blue lights sort of rotated while it was looking up the information, and then they stopped and we heard the time. And that's sort of the rhythm or pattern that it takes to make this work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move outside and we're going to try it out there. Normally, when you use your intercom system to have a conversation with a human being, it's all controlled with the intercom control buttons. And you're speaking back and forth with the other person on the intercom side of the system, not on the music part of the system. Since the Alexa is tied into the music side of the system, and the sounds that she produces, whether it's streaming music or it's answering a question, it's coming through the music side of the system. But you have to use the intercom side of the system to speak to her because you need your voice to go into this station and come out at the master station. So it's a little different operation than what a lot of people may be used to. However, in talking to thousands of people about their intercom systems, a lot of people don't use intercoms much anymore, or not very frequently, so relearning how to do it is pretty easy. This is how it would work on a 4006. To speak to her, you would use the inside patio talk button. So when you activate the intercom, you push it and you ask through this station and it comes out at the master station so the Alexa can hear you. But to hear the response, her response is going to play through as the music would through the music part of the system. So to hear that, you need to cancel or get out of intercom mode and go back into music mode, which would be by using the end call button. So if you watch how I do this, I'm going to see if I can do this right the first time so you can actually see how it works. So I'm going to ask a question and then I'm going to end call so I can hear the response as if it was music playing over the system, just like this. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:37 a.m.
And if you noticed, once I said her name, I paused for about a second or so. It's like 1.5 beats before I asked what time it was, and that gave the blue lights a chance to hone in on where the sound was coming from, which was the master station. And then I asked the question, and then I press end call to hear the response. Now we know that she can hear us over the intercom, and we can hear her response over the intercom. So now what we're going to do is, I had a brilliant idea about something we could play that wasn't copyrighted. We can play the whole thing if we want to. Let's try this. Alexa, recite the Declaration of Independence.
The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions.
Alexa, stop.
To the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Alexa, stop.
Inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness. That to...
Alexa, stop. That time it worked. There is a pattern, and when you're doing the pattern and not making the video, it's actually a little easier. So now we know that you can stream music over your Alexa Dot, and you can hear it over your intercom system, and you can also ask her to do things over the intercom system, which is kind of cool. Asking her to stream something is good. We can also do something like this. Alexa, play Sirius XM 70s on 7.
70s on 7 from Sirius XM.
Alexa, stop. See, that time it worked perfectly because I guess I was concentrating more. That's very useful. You can also do something like this. Alexa, what is the temperature outside?
Right now in Danville, it's 70 degrees with clear skies and sun. Today's forecast has mostly sunny weather, with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 49 degrees.
That's pretty cool. You can find out if you're getting ready for work. You can find out what the weather's like outside. If you set up your, on the Alexa app, you can set up your commute route, and then you can ask what the traffic is like, and she'll look it up and tell you. So it's actually a pretty useful thing. The last skill I'm going to show you before we go back in the shop is just something else that I think is kind of useful, that I found useful when I'm working here at the shop, and that is setting reminders. So you can ask Alexa to set a reminder for a specific event and put a time on it, and when the time runs out or the time comes up, she will notify you that whatever the reminder is. Here's what we're going to do. See if I can do this in one shot. Alexa, set a reminder.
What's the reminder for?
To thank my viewers for watching this video.
When should I remind you?
In exactly 1 minute.
Okay, I'll remind you in 1 minute.
Alexa, play Sirius XM 70s on 7.
70s on 7 from Sirius XM.
It's gonna be bright, bright, sunshiny day.
This is a reminder to thank my bears for watching this video. This is a reminder to thank my bears for watching this video.
Alexa, dismiss reminder.
It's gonna be bright.
So let's turn this down, and yes, I do thank all my bears for watching this video. It depends on how clearly you speak to it, and it records what the reminder is for. Let's go back into the shop. Alexa, stop. Microphone off. Alright, so how's that for cheesy home automation? For $44 and a little bit of ingenuity and a little bit of relearning how you can use your intercom system, you can have an Internet of Things device not only stream music over your intercom system, but if you learn the pattern and the timing, you can ask it to do things for you from your remote stations. I think it's pretty good. The promise of home automation has been around. I've been in business since the mid-80s, and the promise of home automation has been out there since that time. And even today, unless you spend just a ton of money, it's very difficult to find something that works well and is easy to operate. It always seems like we're just part of a step away from it being really good. It's just a simple, easy thing. It's not a lot of money. Even if you just bought it to stream music through your house, it's still a worthwhile device compared to using your phone perhaps. Or if you already have satellite radio and you don't want to buy a satellite radio receiver and have it there all the time, you can buy this, and you can play podcasts. There's all kinds of things you can do. We actually have one at the office now also for our office music. Everyone can stream the music they like, and we don't have to listen to the crummy radio reception we have at the office. So that's kind of nice. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope that you will consider doing something like this, and I hope this video was helpful in helping you explore some of the possibilities of interfacing a new modern device with your possibly older NuTone intercom system. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up on YouTube, because that always helps. If you like our videos and you learn things from them, please subscribe to our channel. There'll be a banner right here. If you click on the bell, you'll get email notifications when we post new videos. That's all for today. See you on the next video. Alexa, good night.
Good night. Sleep tight.